of excellence in sports entertainment.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!
You actually think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve buddy. You couldn't provide ice cream if the Dairy Queen, Carvel, and Cookie Puss drove an ice cream truck straight up your ass.
You should be ashamed I'm a part-timer, because I can do this part-time better than you could ever do it full-time.
This ain't no disco, ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Scissor me, Daddy! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome, 3CT. We are live. It is a new season, so to speak, as we get into the post-WrestleMania world. If you are following along with us live, we would appreciate a like and a share and get as many people in here as possible. And just let us know. Interact with the show as we go through the next hour or so here. You can always follow us on social media at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok as well. Got our merchandise over at tpublic.com. And like I said, as always, head over to 3countthursday.com. Tell your friends about the show. We'd certainly appreciate that. Big show in front of us here tonight. But let's kick it off. Let's go around the room. Tim.
You all right, sir? Oh, I'm so good. I'm all right. I'm all right. I had some good stuff to talk about, good things to think about. And then Monday night happened, and I don't give a shit anymore.
All right. Intern Mark.
You all right, sir?
I'm okay, Big Jim. Big Jim, I'm coming in hot like I'm hopping off the griddle. I pull up on a kid if you're trying to get belittled. All the mamas love me now. I think I'm Peter Brittle. Flex the rainbow. Bag it like some Skittles. Jim, why are you out of pocket? Stop it. I'm getting money, Bart Crockett. Drop it.
I don't know what any of those words mean, but glad to
Jim,
have you.
I'll never take an L no more.
Oh, God.
I'll never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dough and get money.
Is he done? I don't know if he's done.
He is done.
I'm done.
All right.
It's great to be back, boys. Holy Thursday.
Oh, my goodness. Ryan.
You all right, sir?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, man, I'm doing real good. It's very rare that I get this deep into a show, and Tim and Mark have dropped Harshies, and I have not.
How about that? How about that?
How
I'm
about
upset.
that?
There we go.
Holy Thursday.
Devin joining us. What's going on? Lou checking in with us. How we doing?
What up, Lou?
How we doing,
what
Lou?
Up, Big D?
Big Mac. How we doing?
Oh,
Big Mac.
Big Mac, where are you at in this country? Are you back in Florida? Sorry if you are.
Devin asked, how did I get this John Cena shirt? If you head over to the
It's called having a job, Devin.
He's mowing lawns right now, okay?
Goodness sakes.
Whacking him down with his D.
Jeez.
It's a weed whacker.
It is a
He
weed.
spins around all crazy like.
It is a weed
It's a whacker.
whacker. You gotta be careful you don't get too close to the house until you ruin foundations. But it's on the WWE shop, I believe, unless it's sold out, which is certainly possible because it is one of the best, worst wrestling shirts I've ever owned in my life. But I love it. I love it.
Now, if I do this on the podcast, does that make me classless or a bad sport? I'm not sure how this works.
You, according to sports media hosts and terrible people everywhere, I think are okay.
Okay, good.
Jim, you all right, sir?
I'm doing
No,
great.
that's not what it said. Hey, Jim.
You all right, sir?
I'm
Can we
doing.
isolate Mark? You all right, sir?
I'm
Is that what
doing
he
great.
said, sir? You all right, sir?
Oh my goodness. Lou asked, did Vince promise mustache rides with the sale? Yeah, I don't want to neither confirm nor deny on that one.
Looks like I got rid of mine in just the right time.
You ain't kidding, Ryan.
You ain't lying.
My goodness.
He ain't lying.
The funny part is, Tim, as I went up there and I went to hit the button and it didn't work, and I was like, when did the sounder change?
It was Tim coming in hot like he's hopping off a griddle.
It was Tim.
Something Skittles.
Big Mac is back in the Flow Rider. So
back in the Flow Rider, the Sunshine State, baby.
Sorry to hear that for you, but we press on nonetheless. Now, with a new season, as you could hear at the start with the new intro, also
it's
bring
very forward of you to assume that all of our viewers are hearing abled.
Well,
wait a minute.
They're just watching four fat guys with their lips moving. That's on them.
There used to be five of us.
Matt is not with us tonight. He did not
you pissed Matt off last night in the group chat. Remember? He didn't show up.
Yeah.
He said,
Mark.
He said, "Fuck
he came
Mark."
in hot like he was hopping off a griddle.
Oh my God! So that's our saying for the night, huh? But we are
Holy Thursday.
We are
That's 3 times.
We are not moving forward with on this day. I think we've on this date enough.
I've hated that.
Oh no!
Ryan has not liked it. So what I'm going to do each week is
Matt's at the beach, Jim. You never cleared the air. Matt's not upset. Matt's having a great time at the beach.
Well, I didn't want to sell him out, and I didn't want people like Devin to stalk him.
But what if people think he's really upset with Mark?
Well, that was your fault. I just said
obvious.
I just said he wasn't with us this week. You're the one that said
he could have passed away.
He might be at the after party.
I mean, I think we would announce that if
I mean, at least give him a 7-bell salute.
He'd get 3. He was part of the original 3.
Oh, then he'd get 10.
He would get 10. Yeah, 10. That's what I said. 10.
10-bell salute.
I mean, he ain't lying here. He said we got you pay extra on OnlyFans to watch 4 fat guys moving their lips, and we're giving it away for free. Yeah, we're the idiots. What's wrong with us?
Every Thursday for free.
You know,
I'm a bitch.
All right, but we are we're not proceeding with on this day anymore. So I'm going to try to do each week is pull what I think is like the biggest news story of the wrestling week. So the segment News of the World, and we're gonna try that. We're gonna test this out. We're gonna see how it works. Don't worry, Ryan. Next week I'll get the Fox News theme for you. How about that?
Shane McMahon.
You're right,
Oh, I hit the wrong one.
Here we go.
We're okay. We're got it.
You all right, sir?
You all right, sir?
Sir.
You keep saying, sir.
You all right, sir? How you gonna do my man Shane McMahon like that?
But the biggest news of the week, Endeavor announces the UFC and WWE to form a $21+ billion global sports and entertainment company. It was announced on Monday. Endeavor Group Holdings and World Wrestling Entertainment announced they have signed a definitive agreement to form a new publicly listed company consisting of 2 iconic contemporary global sports and entertainment brands, UFC and WWE. Upon close, Endeavor will hold a 51% controlling interest in the new company, and existing WWE shareholders will hold a 49% interest in the new company. Together, UFC and WWE will have the global reach, impressive scale, and omni-channel distribution. On a combined 2022 fiscal year-end basis, UFC and WWE achieved revenue of $2.4 billion and a 10% annual revenue growth since 2019. The company will be led by I didn't have his first name in this. Ari Emanuel, Chief Executive Officer, who will also continue in his role as CEO of Endeavor. Vince McMahon, Executive Chairman of the board, and Mark Shapiro, who will be President and Chief Operating Officer of both Endeavor and the new company. Dana White will continue in his role as president of UFC. Nick Khan will serve as president of WWE. The board of directors will consist of 11 members who will be appointed at a later date, 6 of whom will be appointed by Endeavor, 5 of whom by WWE. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, the news that has not really been secret for a while, that WWE was for sale and was likely going to come to some form of agreement, sale agreement, anything like that, is now in the process of being completed. And what was your guys' initial reaction to this? My thought was, I think this is probably, with the exception of maybe NBC Universal or maybe Disney, I think this is probably the best case scenario for the WWE. Because I think go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead. No, go.
Because I think they're going to, in my opinion, I think they're going to be able to continue operating pretty much as is. We've seen the UFC continue to be the UFC under Endeavor. So I don't really see why the WWE wouldn't get to do the same.
Yeah, I feel like Endeavor has a knack for this. They have the UFC led by Dana White, who I think smacks his wife around in public. You have the WWE led by the Vince McMahon, who obviously has some extracurriculars. So they're going to be a great fit for each other. This is great.
Human being.
Really good.
What about that mustache makes you think Vince McMahon partakes in any extracurricular activities?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not since he got called out about it. Not anymore.
None that he pays for, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Allegedly.
I think he said right there on CNBC that he's made some mistakes and he doesn't mistake anymore, or something like that.
Yeah, it's what all people that get caught with their pants down say.
Very much a fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you go fool me again. Kind of scenario.
I mean, honest to God, I heard the news and I could not give two shits. I really couldn't. I didn't care that when they went public, I wasn't buying stock. I don't care that they were public the entire time. I never owned stock. I had chance. I never bought stock in the WWE. Never cared to. Owned by Endeavor. As long as the programming doesn't change, I'm not going to give a shit. It's what I'm going to see on TV that I'm going to care about, not who owns the company.
Horrible human being.
Tim or Mark?
Well, Big Jim, when I first heard the news, I was more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
For Christ's sake.
It's a new season.
Come up with a new one. At least find a new one that you're going to beat to death throughout this year.
I was nervous as a rocking chair in a room full of cats.
That don't make no sense.
I hate him so much. At least one thing doesn't change from year to year.
I
Well,
was more nervous than a room full of medium-length tailed cats.
In a
how
room
about I
full
was
of
more nervous than
rocking love
Devin and
seats.
pantless in a room full of rocking chairs.
That one works.
Yep, that one works.
Pantless.
That checks.
Well, let me tell you something about this Endeavor. I'll tell you how it's going to be.
How's it going to be?
This could be the dawning of something so good. Or something so bad. But quite frankly, it doesn't mean much of anything to me. As long as my programming doesn't change, just like Smokey said, as long as I get my WWE, it don't matter to me.
Perfect. Tim, any thoughts on it?
So my first thought, as candidly said on Final Wrestling Place, we dropped Sunday. The news actually for WrestleMania Sunday around 4:30 is scooping and booping.
Yep.
And my first thought was, as I high-fived my best friend across the room, at least it's not the Saudis. And I smacked hands.
You ain't lying.
That's fair.
Endeavor's the best place. Unfortunately, it does mean Vince McMahon's more than likely going to get back into that seat. And by that
Horrible
seat,
human being.
I mean that creative seat. And if you didn't need anything else to know about it, Monday Night Raw, we start off with a really hot angle. You know, Cody comes out. He does his thing. He wants to challenge Roman for the title. No, sir. Tag team title or tag team match. Here comes Brock. Superpowers. Awesome. I'm so hyped for Raw after Mania. And the next segment is Omos and Elias. What the hell is going on? It
Right
was.
down the toilet.
I guess we're segueing.
Well, I'm just like, it's all encompassing to me. Let's hope that it gets through the government loopholes. There's already an independent arbiter that's taking a look at the fair price of WWE to this. One thing that's interesting to note, I don't think it's a sale per se. I'm looking at this as a merger of equals. For those of you who are in like our area, the greater Pennsylvania type area, we've recently seen a merger of equals in our banking where BB&T and SunTrust, two equal entities, come together and create NewCo, the new company Truist.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's happening here with Endeavor and the WWE brand. Well, technically UFC and the WWE brand. A merger of equals into a new entity.
But it's not a merger of equals. It is a merger of WWE valuation at $9 million and the UFC right around 12 to come up with the $21 million. And the board of directors 6-5. The UFC will always have that advantage over that. So it's not necessarily an equal.
Yeah, it's not a sale. It is a merger of the two. They are forming a new company. Yeah.
Right. But also, Endeavor stock is at like $20 a share, and WWE stock closed at $100 a share today.
Yeah,
Is Endeavor stock that low?
Yes.
So you're telling me to buy Endeavor today?
No, because
Endeavor's gonna
go away.
Okay, that's fair.
But if you buy Endeavor today, would your shares transfer to NewCo?
Maybe.
Because I would think that they would. I mean, again, I am no stock expert.
That knows stock. Let's talk about it. I'm sure Devin's a stock guy.
Devin loves stocks.
No, it's
his grandmother used
socks,
to
like tube socks.
Yeah.
He's a tube
right
socks
now,
guy.
The Endeavor Group holding is at closed at $22.84.
I would sell that short.
WWE closed at $100.38.
Sell. Buy. It's a bull market. Bull Nakano.
You're a bull market.
Bull Nakano. Bull Buchanan.
Don't ever sell Devon short either.
Just looking at other things, this is insane. Okay, WWE right now has a higher stock price than Walt Disney Corporation.
It's because they went woke and got broke, Tim.
Well, that's what
you don't see me drinking Bud Light, do you, Tim?
They are only they're like almost $1.50 away from Amazon's stock price.
Man, we've danced around this politics shit so much. I'd love to just throw it out there and do a political episode on a Tuesday once. Just fucking air some laundry.
Why the fuck not? Maybe we'll do it for this Tuesday. I don't know.
Let us know if you'd ever want to hear us just talk politics once.
Oof.
Get where we're coming ideology-wise.
The long and the short of it is, if it all goes through, I'm very interested. It leans towards it bodes well for the future of the WWE, and it answers a lot of the questions as to what will happen when Vince McMahon is gone. Because if Vince McMahon existed and the WWE was under his control throughout the duration, then it's cool.
Yeah, and then what happens?
Vince now, technically, will go from the executive chairman of WWE to the executive chairman of the company that owns the WWE.
Right. So, yeah, he actually gets a promotion.
He gets a promotion, and technically, the leader of the WWE will be Nick Khan.
Yes.
That's fair.
Of course, Nick Khan, WWE president in the long line of presidents. So congratulations to Jack Tunney, to Gorilla Monsoon to Rodney the Piper. You get to add another name to your list in Nick Khan.
There it is. I think, obviously, thrilled it's not the Saudis, because then you have to start again. I mean, when you're a fan of anything major corporation wise in the U.S. in this world, you're probably already sacrificing some degree of morals. But really, I mean, if the WWE sold to the Saudis, I think people were going to have some interesting thoughts and opinions about progressing forward. It's one thing to do premium live events there. It's another thing to be owned by them. So, I think this is one of the best case scenarios, maybe the best case scenario. I think an interesting wrinkle of it, and this will be my kind of closing thought on this particular topic, is, I know, watching Monday Night Raw and all the reports and news and all of that about Vince being backstage and back on the headset and all of that, is if things don't work well, and I don't mean a planned hijacking of SmackDown tomorrow night, because that's not really going to work. But if things don't go well for the WWE creative-wise, and if Vince is running things, I know Ari Emanuel was basically the person that, quote-unquote, made Vince come back, if you believe what they said on CNBC. And again, that could just be corporate talk on CNBC. I don't know for sure. But I think it's one of those things where before, if, creative isn't going well and the product starts to suffer, who was going to stop Vince before? Well, guess what? Vince isn't the boss anymore. So potentially there's controlling stakes that could move him if things don't go well.
I saw a smattering of tweets about the Fire Vince chants tomorrow at the program where they pipe in more noise than any other WWE
so good luck
program.
with that.
So why would you choose SmackDown? Whatever. Knee-jerk reaction. But I don't think it's fair to say that there's not a voice, because I feel like the Divas movement and the Give Divas a Chance really was a fan-oriented and started push. So there is, I think, truth to power in numbers, Jim. But this isn't it. This isn't it.
Yeah,
Jeepers, no.
Any other thoughts on this before we move on?
How much no is it, Mark?
Jeepers, no.
All the jeepers. All right. WrestleMania
Jeepers.
Fallout. Obviously, this past weekend, WrestleMania 39, the Raw after Mania. Lou says, oh, here we go. Lou says, do you really think Vince stepped away? Yes and no. I mean, here's the deal. The guy that was reportedly running the show is Vince McMahon's son-in-law. So if you don't think that there wasn't, I mean, Triple H has even said it in press conferences that he would talk to Vince about creative things, that he ultimately made the call, but he talked to Vince about things. So if you don't think Vince had a hand in the past 8 months at all, I think you're probably lying to yourself.
I think in the past 8 months, Triple H steered the ship, but Vince McMahon was on that boat.
Yeah.
I think Vince McMahon took control of the boat around WrestleMania season.
Have you guys have seen Deadliest Catch?
Without the crabs.
Okay. So crab boat. There's some of these boats that have two captains running the ship. No, like in the ocean crabs. So like the one of them, the Time Bandit, had two brothers that ran the ship. Sometimes Jonathan was at the wheel. Sometimes Andy was at the wheel.
Jim, you really like the show. You know the cast and characters.
I do. I love the Deadliest Catch. I've watched it for over 10 years.
Really? I never knew that about you.
I fucking love it. I love
now.
it so much. New season starts in 2 weeks, I think.
And you love being on boats yourself,
I
right?
fucking couldn't go on a boat if you paid me, Ryan. I live vicariously through those idiot crab fishermen.
That's fair. That's all you need to do.
But yeah, it just Vince was 100% involved at all times. To what degree, I don't know. But I think you'd be lying to yourself if he wasn't. But
He lying.
Yes, Mark.
Do you remember that time on Swamp People where Junior was the captain and Willie wanted to be the captain?
No, I never watched Swamp People.
What had happened?
Well, Junior is Willie's father, and they had Willie went to his mom.
His mom,
Junior,
Jim, listen.
Junior is Willie's father, so Willie went to Mama Junior, and she said, "Come on now, Junior, why don't you give Willie the gun?" Because Willie wanted to have the gun, he wanted to be the captain. So by the time that particular episode ended, Willie decided to let Junior be the captain, or Junior decided to let Willie be the captain. And now Willie's the captain of his own boat, Tim, and doing one heck of a job getting those alligators.
So
now, when he's shooting those alligators, Tim,
Triple H should make his own boat and captain his own boat with a gun.
And shoot Vince, right, or something?
And if he's shooting alligators, he may miss them by inches, but he ain't going to miss them by foots.
Okay. All right. Like Tim said, Vince probably took over the reins around WrestleMania season. Okay. So let's talk about WrestleMania a little bit. Obviously, we are not going to go match by match through the 2-night event that was WrestleMania and all of that. But how about this? How about we talk about what was our favorite match? I
suggest for a new season we give another try to pre-show main card main event.
All right, we will let's do you really want that, Tim?
Categories are
main event, mid card, kickoff show.
See, you can't do that. You need to do mid card, pre-show, main event night 1, main event night 2, and then it just gets confusing.
Asterisk.
Then it gets even more confusing. Maybe we'll try that for Backlash, just because they're.
Go ahead, Jim. Try it.
I don't want to, Ryan.
Jim had a backlash.
It's fine. It's the new season. Maybe I've changed.
I don't. Okay, let's try. We'll start with this one. Austin Theory defeats John Cena, singles match for the U.S. title. Ryan, was that kickoff show, mid card, main event night 1, main event night 2?
Kicked off the main card, Jim. There was no pre-show matches to any of WrestleMania, so it's not even a fair question. I didn't think we were starting this today. I thought we were starting this at Backlash. I meant maybe I changed by Backlash.
Oh, got it. Maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll try it for Backlash.
I think us as a group worked ourselves up that we were hoping that Cena would win and we'd get a cash in.
He got a G.I. Joe shirt, for Christ's sake. He brought out Make-A-Wish kids. And Austin Theory said, "Fuck them kids."
He sure did.
He sure did.
I mean,
it was a fine way to start off Mania. I think people scratched their heads a bit, but it was a fine way to start Mania.
All right, we will not. We obviously don't have the time to go match by match.
Thanks.
Ryan, what was your favorite match of the of WrestleMania weekend?
Of the weekend, it was that Ring of Honor show.
The weekend.
Okay, well, nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania. Let's try that.
It was the main event, asterisk of night 1 of WrestleMania. Seeing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn finally overcoming the Bloodline, and really dent the armor that is the Bloodline, knocking off the Usos for the Tag Team Championship. Tag Team Wrestling main evented one night of WrestleMania.
First time ever.
Are you kidding me? First time since Mania 1, I believe.
First time a tag title match, yeah.
Yeah.
Second longest match.
Tag Team Wrestling matters, baby.
Second longest match of WrestleMania as well.
Was it really?
It was. At 24:15, it was the second longest. The only one that was longer was the main event, no asterisk, of night 2.
Got it.
Yeah, no. It was awesome. I know for weeks leading up to it, I was a big proponent of Charlotte and Rhea main eventing night 1 because I thought you win a Royal Rumble, you main event WrestleMania, one of the 2 nights of WrestleMania. Even though WWE doesn't advertise as that, I'm like, you would actually make it easier on yourselves if you just did that. But then I guess you lose the opportunity to put the biggest story as the main event, which is what they did.
I think they main evented night 1 with the correct match.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Tim, what was your favorite match from the WrestleMania?
My favorite match was Bianca Belair versus Asuka from night 2.
Really?
I loved the struggle.
Okay.
It's not always ballet.
Her. Sometimes it's a struggle. Her.
A struggle here. This ain't ballet.
That's wild that you picked that, Tim, because neither of those people were on your wrestler of the week.
Oh boy.
Odd.
I can say they had a good match, but I can also admit, I can say they had the best match, but also not have the most meaningful match.
It's called foreshadowing, folks. Look it up.
Smoke. Devin agreed with you.
Oh, Smoke. Okay.
that his favorite match
that's
was
carrying over to the new season too.
Like apparently.
Well, it's a new nickname. It's a change on the nickname.
Oh,
Stuck.
Wow, Mike. Mike apparently not a fan. Mike not a big Bianca Belair fan. Says the struggle was the struggle of him not getting up to use the bathroom during that match.
How dare you disrespect Tiger Mom like that?
Yeah, that's rude, man.
She brought nothing to the match. Didn't love her. How big were the seats down there, Big Mac? You're a big boy. It's probably tough to get out of the match.
That's why they call
him
Big Mac.
Big Mac.
Their legs start shaking.
Big Mac.
Mark, what was your favorite match of WrestleMania?
Well, I really like that match with Shane McMahon versus his quad.
You all right, cuz?
I think more than the Snoop Dogg sounder was the moment before he jumped. Michael Cole's like, Shane McMahon is back and look better than ever. And then he died.
Shane McMahon hadn't missed a beat.
Maybe that's exactly what he said, right? And then on the word beat, his quad just went.
So Jared's is like, nope. Now let's see. Now Shane McMahon and his quad was good. Brock Lesnar and Omos was, man, it was a classic. Anywhere. I like the.
I
the
thought it was a good match. I thought it was actually good. I liked it.
It was better than I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest with you.
Dude, that okay. We'll get to your match eventually, Mark. But I've said for a while that I had no interest in Lesnar versus Omos, and it was a almost pure perfection of 4 minutes and 55 seconds. I was sports entertained for those 4 minutes and 55 seconds, for sure.
And the end of Monday, you see why Omos didn't beat Brock Lesnar. It all makes sense. You just gotta let the story play out. Folks.
I suppose.
Nope. Somebody hit the pause button on Mark.
All right, Mark, you can resume now.
So I thought it was the tag team match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and the Usos. It has a great story behind it. Great story. I like that one. It was good.
We can probably just have AI stand in for Mark because that's how he talks anymore.
Pretty
just
much.
Have like AI listen to Mark and then have AI just create Mark answers for us every 5 minutes.
How do we know that this isn't actually AI, Mark?
It could be AI, Mark. You know what I had earlier today, Smoke?
AI Mark couldn't do a hillbilly impression.
Yeah, it could.
Aunt Marie, make me some of those peanut butter eggs.
Knew it. I freaking knew it.
AI Mark, what did you have earlier today?
I had a peanut butter egg.
Thank you. God in heaven. My match.
Peanut butter egg. How do they say it?
Jesus Christ! My favorite match. My favorite match of the weekend. I'm just gonna have to talk over him because I guess AR Mark is caught in a loop. Was absolutely the main event of night 2. Roman versus Cody. It was fucking cinema. This whole story is just the best. And I said it last week on this show. I said it last week on Take 3 Wrestling. I said it to you guys on Saturday. I know I said it to you, Ryan, on Sunday. The WWE, at least to me, could not lose on that night.
Say that to me on Sunday.
Because you either get Cody Rhodes finishing the story, or you get to continue the greatest story ever told in the history of this great sport. You literally can't lose. Like, So now this continues. We head towards 1,000 days. I'm sure we're going to hit 1,000 days at this point. And
did they make the right decision Sunday night?
What's that?
Yes or no? Did they make the right decision Sunday night?
Absolutely.
You think so, Tim?
I do.
Mark?
At the time, I didn't think so, but now that I had a few days to think about it, yes, it was the right decision.
Fully agree.
And here's the deal. I've heard a lot of people, friends of mine and others, talk about it since then. You look at Monday night, Cody comes out. Hey, he's going to get the team with Brock Lesnar. He's going to get a little bit of retribution on the bloodline. And then Brock Lesnar about murders Cody Rhodes with an F5. That was one of the best F5s ever thrown, by the way. Cody sold that thing like a champ. He got thrown like a sack of rice and just hit the mat and didn't move. And here's the thing, and it's starting to even make more sense, is Cody has not faced basically any adversity, at least in the ring, since he returned. I understand he tore his pec, but guess what? He beat a guy in a Hell in a Cell with a torn pec. And then he comes back, he wins the Rumble, he wins every match from January till now. And is he really gonna defeat the head of the table on his very first try? Nobody beats Roman Reigns on their very first try. Why would Cody doesn't have to be that guy. And guess what? Now guess what Cody's having? Hard times. It's his own fucking story now. All the lead up to Sunday was my daddy didn't get to do it. My daddy didn't get to win this title. Well, guess what? Now you didn't either, motherfucker. Go out and really earn it now. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The right story. The right decision.
Jim, what are hard times?
Well, it's when you think you're going to win and then you don't. You get fooled by the bloodline again. And then fucking Cowboy B. Brock from Nova Scotia throws you through a freaking mat when you thought he was going to be your buddy. Brock's not anybody's friend. Come on, Cody. You should be smarter than that.
He should be.
He should be.
Oh.
He should be. Here's my takeaway from the entire weekend. I think we can look back at the last 5 WrestleManias. I think this might be a top 10 WrestleMania of all time. Let's say all time. I really think it was that good of a WrestleMania. I have 4 match of the year candidates from this show alone.
4.
The tag match,
Are you
Charlotte
serious?
Rhea, the main event of night 2, and then the Intercontinental Championship match. I thought they were all 4 banger matches.
Wait. You mean to tell me that Miz versus Shane McMahon / Snoop Dogg did not make your match of the year list?
Did not, unfortunately.
You
Celebrity
alright,
involvement, maybe, of a
You all right, cuz?
of a draft in the future.
Yeah, if we do any sort of like slammy type awards for the year, Snoop's already won.
Because Snoop called that shit on the fly better than some indie wrestlers.
Dude, kudos
Yes,
first off,
sir.
kudos to the Miz, because Miz is an ultimate pro, and Etch for when he literally, when Finn Balor's head got cracked from crust to tip, Edge was doing enough stuff that the cameras could focus on Edge just doing, let me pull out this purple chair and this red chair and this purple chair.
Yep. Edge was great circling around the ring.
Kudos to the Miz for realizing that Shane was in a bad way and giving the camera something to focus on.
I heard
Kudos.
somewhere Jessica Carr called for the people's elbow.
Yeah, kudos to Jessica Carr, former guest of this show, Ref Jessica Carr, and Snoop Dogg for
You know what?
improvising.
I can't confirm, but I bet she was thinking back to the time, hey, I was on that 3 Count Thursday podcast.
I mean,
and they asked me, your dream opponent. And then and she was thinking, and she goes,
The Miz.
probably said something about The Rock or
The Miz at WrestleMania.
You know what would look good here? A Snoop Dogg people's elbow.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna. Snoop Dogg runs the rope just about as good as some indie wrestlers do.
Dude.
It does.
And he dropped
ain't lying.
he dropped the most dad people's elbow
Sure
I've
did.
ever seen.
Sure did. It was
Trying to hurt
amazing.
he ain't trying to hurt the Miz.
If he's not trying to
You're
hurt the
right,
Miz, why
sir.
did he bring all his 145-pound lanky Snoop Dogg ass down on the Miz's sternum?
That's all right.
He's got bony elbows.
That's all right. This is okay.
Full said.
Let me go back here.
So
Mike
wait,
said,
Snoop
besides the
Dogg
tag match, Mike's favorite match was Ripples versus Charlotte.
I went back and watched it. It was much better the second time. I just wasn't in the mood to watch it. I think night one.
Yeah,
You were too busy being distracted by someone.
That's a long.
That could have been it too.
That's a long day for us.
What was Mark saying that was pissing me off at that time? I forget what.
I don't know. He was telling a 16-hour story.
That's that what it was?
Yeah, just everything.
One we can't talk about. We cannot say what he was talking about.
Yeah, we can't.
I felt bad because during the main event, poor Matt's loving wife was like dozing off, and I said, "Oh, there's
Johnny
Knoxville," and her head snapped up so fast.
Yeah,
and I think she was really pissed.
Yeah,
he was angry.
Lauren, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. I thought it was funny in the moment, and I'm an asshole, and I have a brand uphold, but I shouldn't have done it at that moment.
Let's see here. Devin says he's not sure if they made the right decision.
Well, you're wrong.
Big Mac defiantly says not the right decision then, not the right decision now, but he's not surprised.
What story's left after Cody wins? Cody wins. Oh, I got the belt that he didn't get. That's the fucking end of the game. Then he just defends the champion and loses it. The money's in the chase. Jim, you're absolutely... The only hard times he had to deal with was with his own body.
Yeah.
That's it. He's going to face some adversity. He's going to face some hard times.
I got some beef here. Let's put this up on the screen.
Which one? Devin or Mike?
Big Mac. This last thing he just said. Winning the Royal Rumble doesn't earn you a title shot. Pretty sure the motherfucker earned it more than when Roman showed back up and start his never-ending reign. You mean coming back and going after the title that he vacated because the motherfucker had leukemia, and then he came back, and then he went away when COVID happened, and then he came back for the title he never lost.
Right,
okay.
He never lost a belt.
Okay, just saying.
That
just
title
curious.
was his. Nobody ever pinned him for it.
Just curious.
And I wasn't
coming out of the ring wearing a fucking mask because he just beat leukemia.
And here's the thing, I wasn't saying that Cody didn't earn his title shot.
Acknowledge him.
I'm saying that Cody hasn't faced adversity. Cody came back from his pec injury and was the number 30 entrant into the Royal Rumble. That's the easiest spot to win from.
What?
Right? Like,
how about this? How about we saw Solo interfere and the Usos interfere because of the bloodline and the family story meaning more, and the family kind of now back in line under Roman Reigns doing what they need to keep him at the head of the table because the story's about family.
The Usos fucked up, lost their titles. They had to make sure Roman kept the belts.
They sure did. Family first. Always has been.
Look, Roman Reigns coming back and winning the title was a gift and a curse. You mean to tell me you wanted more of the Fiend Braun Strowman storyline?
Goldberg was in there too. You watch it.
Oof.
More
All right. Any other thoughts on me? Well, here we go. Devin asked the question. He said, "Do you think they're going to carry this story to next year's Mania and have Cody win it then?"
Oh, they're going to carry it to next year Mania. I don't know if Cody's going to win it.
My money's on Cody winning it.
Okay. But at Mania next year?
I think the story goes that Cody, because it was too... WWE loves to tell the same... Like, they're really good at storytelling, but they're really good at one story. And it's just a different spin on the same story. This is once in a lifetime, folks. The shots of Cody sitting on the ground, looking dejected after losing to Roman Reigns. Now Cody gets to, quote, do the work. He gets to go through his hard times. He gets to go through, and he can run the gauntlet of all of the people that Roman smashed and stacked and pinned. He beats up Brock. He goes after Edge. Like, he goes through all these people. He gets to the Royal Rumble. He enters at number 1. He goes the distance. He calls his shot against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania XL in Philly. The Rocky story.
It's good.
Cody can't help himself but to be jogging up the steps of the art museum right now.
You're the best.
And then he wins the title at WrestleMania 40.
All right, I'll close to this. Mike says, I'm sorry, what did Roman do to re-earn the title? We're just sick of the Fiend, so it's okay.
What do you mean
But here's the thing. Like,
He's
Roman,
the biggest star of the WWE.
But here's the thing. Take Roman out of the equation. Over the course of time, we have seen guys who were champion get hurt, not lose their title, and when they return, they become the first in line. Like, this isn't something that they snap decision decided to do because it was Roman Reigns. Like, this has been done like forever. It just so happened that like there was nobody really great at the top of the card at that point, and you had the Fiend and you had this Braun Strowman deal, and yeah, you give it back to Roman, who 100% changed up his gimmick that everybody hated, and he's become the best story in wrestling history since then. Period, with a bullet. It's better than it's better than the Hogan and Savage. It's better than anything ever told, and done at a time where you don't get storytelling like this either.
So, Big Mac's bringing up Cody getting hurt as us discounting Cody being hurt as no adversity.
No, that's his own bodily adversity.
Yeah, that is a piece of adversity, yes. But then all of the storytelling on the WWE, besides that, even when Triple H came back from his injury and Cody did the Beautiful Day remake of this, Triple H didn't even come in at number 30. So Cody comes in at number 30, waking up on third base, claiming to win, hit a triple.
And Cody beat fucking CrossFit Jesus Seth Franklin Rollins with a torn pec. So, like, how much of adversity is that? And I'm not saying that it's not a thing to come back from.
And then also tell me this, too. Look back at Cody Rhodes' WWE time before facing Roman. He literally faces just Seth Rollins for like 4 months. And then he goes away and gets hurt.
And let's be honest, leukemia greater than torn pec. Like, I hate to be that way, but like, there's a comeback story. Motherfucker beat leukemia. My shoulder's better. Get the fuck out of here.
Even then,
I held ice on my shoulder.
Even when he came back from leukemia, he wasn't put in the title picture.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the title picture until then.
Here's my honest opinion of that. I preferred the Sami Zayn storyline. And if they weren't going to drop it to Sami, I didn't think they were going to drop it to Cody.
That's part of the problem, too. Is like,
while Cody was gone, Sami Zayn was doing the fucking work.
And he was putting the work in. Sami Zayn eclipsed Cody.
Sure did.
And like, Cody was an afterthought. And like, I get the plan was the plan. And you had to go Cody. Because you had to.
Well, Sammy's not a main event at WrestleMania.
No, and we were fortunate enough to now be in a 2-night era, so you can put Sammy with KO beating the Usos, and you almost kind of forget that Sammy could have been in that spot, right? Like, we almost kind of forget that. Because Sammy and KO get their moment.
About a month ago.
Yeah. But
leading into Mania.
But coming out of when Sammy didn't win the title, like it could have been a very easily could have been a yes movement, hijack Raw, let's force this guy into the main event, and that didn't happen, and it became about KO and Sammy because they did that the night after. They started telling that story, so we very quickly were like, oh, okay, cool. And then like the promo work that Cody and Heyman put in made us go, oh, okay, I want to see this, but I also want to see KO and Sammy get the titles because those two guys have busted their ass for years, and I want to see them get their Mania moment. And guess what? It worked out for everybody because Cody's going to be fine. Cody's going to be fine, whether it's SummerSlam, whether he wins fucking Money in the Bank and wins it on July 7th at Madison Square Garden. There's a fucking story for you. A Rhodes winning the title his dad never won and avenging his loss at Mania at the fucking home of WWE on July 7th, the closest thing you're going to get to July fucking 4th.
And Big Mac is asking what adversity Roman Reigns has had to face, and that's the thing. He's the heel champion. He doesn't need the adversity.
He's a heel.
It's called a hero's journey.
The less
not a
adversity he
villain's journey.
faces, the more you should hate Roman Reigns.
Right.
When everybody on Twitter bitches that they're sick of seeing Roman Reigns and everything be handed to him, they're doing a good job.
Right.
You should be pissed about that. I love you, Big Mac. I really do. I'd love to have you on the show. Let's talk about this.
Let's sit around and talk about it.
Let's all crash take 3. No, I'm just kidding.
I got to get permission from the boss.
All right. Any other thoughts from Mania weekend, Raw after Mania, before we get to close out year 2 of our Wrestler of the Week?
Oh, we still have more shit to do. I thought we were almost done.
Well, we are almost done, but we have one more thing to do. I just want to make sure I don't.
Sorry, Smoke.
All right, let's.
Smoke's upset.
Let's do it.
Since John Moxley and Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These 5 guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Recount Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
Whew, we made it.
We did it.
Mountain Dew.
Week number 51. There's no week 52 this year because we took a week off to start year number 2. But this is it. This is our final week of year number 2. We will start anew next year. But let's go to, well, he ended up being number 3 in our PW scorecard standings because number 1 and number 2 would not identify themselves. But Tim, who is our People's Champ this week?
Well, I'm going to say this. In the Miss USA pageant, if the winner of the pageant can't fulfill their duties, the title of Miss USA goes to the first runner-up. And if they can't, it goes to the second runner-up. If the president of the United States gets elected and they can't be president, it goes to the vice president. And then after that, it goes to the next person. Sorry, Ryan Buck in for Kirk 4. I am the one who beat everybody. I smashed them, I stacked them, and that's why the People's Champ is Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge me.
All right, as
I've got a feeling Big Mac wouldn't have put him up there.
probably not.
I'm pretty sure nobody would have put him up there.
Oh, I probably would have. If I would have won, I'd have put him up there. You darn right.
You gotta acknowledge him.
Devin, you I don't know how you did. You didn't do well. You were 6th.
Poor Devin.
You were 6th in Stand and Deliver, and you were actually you were 3rd in WrestleMania. So you did all right. You didn't beat Tim though. Oh, Big Mac says he would have. So
Okay.
there we go.
Well,
So he acknowledged it. He may not be, and you know what? I can respect that. He may not. He's not. He's not happy about it.
About what we love.
But he acknowledges the tribal chief.
Acknowledge me.
As we've been doing when Mark's been absent. We're going to do with Matt's picks. So if you're on video, there's Matt's picks. Mark.
No Roman Reigns on the list.
Yeah, oh boy. Speaking of no Roman Reigns, Mark, go ahead.
All right, so I got the picks of the week. Number 5, I have Gunther. Boy, what a match he had at Mania.
Boy, sure
Great
did.
match.
Yeah.
Honestly, match of the year candidate, without question. Without question. And then number 4, I got Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Don't even
They're
know
the
their
new
real
women's-
effing names, and you're gonna.
Don't slow him down. He's slow enough, Tim. We got to get to the
That's
end of
what
this
happened,
show.
Tim. I'm sorry. But they won the tag team titles in that NXT territory. Number 3, that's Indy. Good old Indy. Indy Hartwell, Jim. She won the NXT Women's Champion that ladder match. And 2, I got Rhea Ripples taking that title off of Charlotte. And number 1, I have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
All right, thank
defeating
you.
the Usos.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, everybody.
Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, if I had not sent these when I did, Roman Reigns would not have made my list either. I would have put the FTR here at the number 5 spot for the new tag team championships over there in the AEWs, but I did not. So Roman Reigns, who had a fantastic match on my match of the year candidate list, retains at WrestleMania, number 5. Number 4, Indy Hartwell. She's your new NXT Ladies Champion. She won in a ladder match. Dexter Lumis was back, and he awkwardly slid under her. That was a weird moment.
No, I was okay with it.
Carmelo Hayes. He's your new NXT Women's Champion, beating Braun the Breaker. Peanut Butter Ripple, number 2. She's your new SmackDown Champion, beating Charlotte Flair. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Number 1, new tag team champions. Winning championships matters on my list.
Matters.
All right.
And then 1 guy retained.
All right, Tim.
Go ahead, Mark. What's your question?
Did Carmelo Hayes really win the NXT title? Because I missed that.
Yes.
Yeah. We watched
Well, I'll
that
be
together at... Oh, wait. No, you weren't there.
He won that stand and delivers.
Sands of Time.
Yes.
Sand and liver. Tim.
Number 5, I've got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for just a point. They would have been higher, but there was disrespect across the board from other voters. So Kevin and Sami got 5th. 4th, Indy Hartwell winning the NXT title, Indie Wrestling reign supreme. Number 3, Carmelo Hayes finally getting his chance to be him. Rhea Ripley, number 2, for the Raw Women's title. Number 1, the head of the table.
Championships matter here.
The Tribal Chief, making history as being the first person to ever defend and successfully retain the WWE title in 3 straight WrestleManias. I guess that's not good enough for anybody. You gotta win a title that your first tag team match in WWE in like 4 years, and you win the titles. But Roman Reigns has been smashing and stacking for 950 days and can't even get on people's lists. Roman Reigns, number 1.
Tim Devin says he acknowledges you, but he said it's a new year and he promises you're going to be losing to him a lot more. So
It's still 2023, dog. You ain't beat me yet.
Same promise he's made for a while. But Mike gets it. He says he's mad Cody didn't win, but 1,000 days gets passed by Indy, who didn't even climb the ladder to win. Make it make sense. Mike gets it.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike.
Oh, wait, me?
Yeah.
Was that to me?
That was I think to you, to
Awesome.
Mark,
If somebody
and to
won
Matt.
a championship, that is absolutely harder than retaining a championship. Winning
I believe
championships
so.
matter. We have said that on this show since we started this stupid fucking gimmick of making a wrestler of the week, that winning championships matters. I'm not the one out here putting the guy that retained number 1 on my list.
Hey,
Like
I said championships matter, and as far as I can tell, Roman Reigns is still the Universal Undisputed WWE World Champion of the Galaxy. So, but my 5, number 5, Carmelo Hayes, new NXT Champion. Gunther, in one of my matches of the year already, is still your IC Champion. I did that too because my wife made me put him on there. Rhea Ripley. Number 3, new SmackDown Women's Champion, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, new WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. And number 1, heading towards 1,000 days, I acknowledge my Tribal Chief, even though my wife will not. Roman Reigns is my number 1. Tim, where does that leave us for the week? And then let's go to the big reveal. Who is the 2nd annual 3CT Wrestler of the Year?
I had to put my glasses on because I can't see when I wear this mask. But so number 5 for the week, we have. Let me pull it up.
Can you read through that mask?
Yes, I can. Number 5, Carmelo Hayes. Number 4, we've got Indy Hartwell. Number 3. Me, the head of the table.
Acknowledge me.
Roman Reigns, and a tie for for first with Rhea Ripley, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. Now, as for the year, so just so everybody knows, it was come to an agreement that the People's Champ would not get the full 10 points for this. If these scores would be much different had Roman Reigns been awarded 10 extra points instead of 2 extra points. But it would not have made a difference. Sami Zayn is your 2022-2023 Wrestler of the Year with 62 points. His win at WrestleMania jumps him over second place main event Jey Uso, and at third, pulling ahead, is the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Everybody else is at least 10 points behind them. The full standing is on 3CountThursday.com. But a big shout out to all the rest of those who placed. I think Taya Valkyrie finished fourth. Also included in the top 10 was Claudio Castagnoli, Josh Alexander, who had a fantastic.
I was saying he hung on in the top 10.
He did. The Briscoe brothers, both of them, Jay and Mark, are both a part of the top 10, and I believe Cody Rhodes is also in that top 10. I'm trying to pull it up right now just to validate who the remainder.
Did he fall out?
Who?
Jimmy Uso? I think
no, so actually Jimmy was fourth. Jimmy was tied for fourth with Taya Valkyrie. Cody is sixth. Josh Alexander seventh. Claudio eighth. And then Mark and Jay Briscoe tied for ninth to round out our top 10.
Nice.
I'll be darned.
I mean, you go back a year ago.
So all that behind the scenes talk yesterday would have put Roman in second.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing.
So Sammy won either way?
It depends on where he would have finished for the week. So if none of the voting changed,
I wouldn't have changed my vote.
If the voting had changed, but Roman would have gotten 10, Roman would have went from 52 points to 60 points, and he would have jumped Jay and been just short of Sammy.
Okay.
But had he been included on a couple of other lists and maybe gotten a higher point total and not finished third for the week, he may have. If he had finished second on the week, he would have tied Sammy. If he finished first on the week, he would have beaten Sammy.
Gotcha.
I don't think there's a chance that he would have finished first, because there's no way I was putting Roman above Sammy or Rhea on my list. Absolutely no way I could have justified that on a personal objective, how I choose to look at the rest of the week.
So the total points.
Where did Haystacks show up?
The big haystack.
Oh boy, Haystacks Calhoun is tied for 164th.
So close.
Or is he 164th?
Wow.
Next year.
No, he got more than 2 points. Oh,
Big haystacks.
Maybe he never made it. Maybe I just put him on like a fifth place spot. He never got points.
Oh, he should have actually gotten 2 points, and for some reason he's not listed.
Unbelievable.
But he would have been tied for 164th.
The fix is in.
Tied for 164th. All right.
164.
Yeah, to go back a year ago, Sami Zayn coming off of a WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville to 3CT Wrestler of the Year in just 12 months. Awesome. Gotta love it.
And I do want to give credit where credit's due there were 12 superstars throughout the entire year that we all agreed on had a first place week across the board. And that goes to Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, the Briscoes, Jon Moxley, CM Punk, Austin Theory, Liv Morgan, Keith Lee, and Swerve Strickland. Those are the only 12 wrestlers. That's not even true. Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez also had a perfect 25 point week. So kudos to them. When Austin Theory got his 25-point week, he wasn't Austin Theory.
He was just Theory.
He was just the Roy.
How about it?
The Roy.
How about it? All right, gentlemen, let's close it up for the live show this week. Anything else to add?
Bye, everybody.
All right,
Happy Easter, everybody.
You can follow us on all of our social media at 3 Count Thursday on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You can also get us at 3countthursday.com. Get our merchandise over at tpublic.com. You can find everything 3CT related at 3countthursday.com. It's always the number 3, never the word 3. Make sure you subscribe to our show on all podcast platforms, Amazon, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, and everywhere else you can find your podcast. Until next week, Tuesday, the podcast hits. And next Thursday, we'll be live again. Until then, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.